The Bobby O Show.
Welcome to the Bobby O Show. My name is Bob Potsner, and I have a very exciting show for you, which is my last show for 2025. It's the Hanukkah season, the Christmas season, and so we're going to combine a lot of different things. My two guests today are Grace Winkler and Gabby Lauretani. You may recall that they were on my show in June of 2025. They are phenomenal athletes, very bright students. And they were All-American and All-State when they were in Connecticut. Got scholarships to play at UNC Chapel Hill, my hated rival, but for today, we'll show respect for the Carolina ladies. And they are now there playing women's lacrosse. Season starts for them early February of 2026. And I thought it would be fun to have them come back today and talk to us a little bit about what they're finding out at North Carolina, having been there for one semester, both academically in the sports field, et cetera, and also getting used to a new environment. I know when I went down to Duke, as a Yale undergraduate at Duke Law, it was a shock for me to be in North Carolina in August of the start of the year, and I'm sure they'll tell you their stories about how it is for them acclimating themselves to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and playing varsity sports. I can't start the show, however, without mentioning some sadness that's happened the weekend of December 13th that we all know about. The death of two students at Brown University, tragic. The Australia situation with 15 or 16 Jewish people killed and 40 or so people who were injured in a terrible mass shooting in Australia. And also what happened to Rob Reiner. I think we as all American citizens and worldwide have to have empathy for what's going on, and we can't just be focused on our daily lives, our sports, our children, our families, whatever. We have to focus upon our society, which needs to be much improved to get back to the morality that we've always had. Now I want to focus just a little bit about Hanukkah. And if you can see, I have a Hanukkah menorah. It's only got 2 candles. Someone broke the 3rd candle for today, which was me. And I don't know if you can see the Hanukkah menorah in the background under the screen, but that's what I have. And I'm going to say a short prayer for Hanukkah. I've already given out my Hanukkah and Christmas gifts. The young ladies got their gifts already. And I'm just going to do a short prayer for Hanukkah. And I don't know if the ladies had said they had not heard this before, but I'm just going to give it to you now. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam kiddushanu v'tivan hamukir shel Chanukah. And the script I have is written, instead of right to left, it's left to right, so I stumbled a little bit because I couldn't follow it going the other direction. But anyway, that's the holiday of Hanukkah prayer, 8 nights of gifts, and that's where we are today. So ladies, now that you've had the background of where we are, we finally get to the stars of the show. Grace, introduce yourself, please, and then Gabby.
Hi, I'm Grace Winkler, and I'm on the UNC women's lacrosse team.
I'm Gabby Lauretani. I'm also on the UNC women's lacrosse team.
And we have some videos. Let's show the videos of what we have from first when they played lacrosse at Richfield High School. And if you see on the Richfield High School team, number 19. Those are great pictures, videos of you playing at Richfield High School. And both you ladies were phenomenal there. But tell me, before we get too far into the show, the major difference in having played lacrosse in Richfield High School for 4 years and now having been in North Carolina, Chapel Hill since August, the major difference between the lacrosse that you played in high school versus what it's like to play at UNC. We'll start with you, Grace.
Yeah, so I would just say the major difference is the team atmosphere and the level of play. I think when we got to Carolina, it was much faster paced, and I mean, everyone around you is just so good. So we went in and we were the freshmen, so we obviously went in at a lower level, and being at the high school, we were always kind of the leaders of the team, but so it was definitely new for us to come on to Carolina and be at the very bottom and be able to acclimate to the teammates around you. And I think the coaching style was different. I wouldn't say it was harsher, but I think just the learning style and what we are taught and what to focus on was definitely different from high school.
When you said a level of faster, I think you said faster play, faster speed-wise, or what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's stick skills are amazing, so physically the ball does go faster, you have to move your feet faster, the defenders are much better, so your dodges have to be better, your dodges have to be faster, but also I think it's faster mentally. I think that the IQ definitely raises in college, and it comes with different rules and different style of play, so I would say faster, meaning both physically and mentally in that way.
What does dodging mean?
It is, so an attacker has the ball and they're on offense, and then dodging is basically the attacker trying to get to the net and trying to make a move to pass the defender to get to the goal.
Gabby, how's it different for you?
I would completely agree. I think like the pace of play, everyone and like everything you do in the game is so much faster compared to high school. Also in high school, like a lot of girls on the team are still learning a lot of like the basic skills needed to play. And in college, you're obviously still learning too, so many new things, except you're kind of expected to already know like all the basic stuff and kind of just build on top of that. And I think in college, same thing, like IQ, it's just a lot different. The type of sets and plays you're learning are a lot more like not complicated, but just like different than you do in high school. Also in high school, we were like kind of the leaders of the team, especially junior and senior year. So we kind of had to like take the lead with everything we did. And then here as freshmen, we're kind of the opposite, and we're gonna like grow to learn to be that.
Do you have to carry the bags of the seniors and then bus trips and things like
Sometimes, but the rest of the team helps too.
You said sets. What does sets mean?
So sets are kind of the same thing as plays, except they're more open. So if you call a set in a game, that basically means that everyone gets on the same page in what you're doing, and you kind of start off with like, say, a passing motion, and you go this way, and then people like run a certain way on the field, and it just gets it easier for you to score a goal. But it's a little different than a play because a set is more open and you can kind of like go off of it, whereas a play is more like direct in what you're supposed to be doing.
To a novice like me, and later in the show, you're going to see some video of Bobby O being taught how to hold a lacrosse stick and how to do some different things that the ladies taught me today, and you'll see that, and you all can laugh about how I do it. But as someone who's watched lacrosse, and I'm a Dookie, obviously, you see the picture, I'm a Duke grad, and I'm being very nice to let these wonderful UNC people, actually I'm honored to have you both here, I really am. But as someone who watches, and there's a fellow from New Fairfield, Connecticut, who played in the Duke championship team a couple years ago, and he was the guy who would always be at this, what do you call when they drop the ball after a goal in the middle of the field?
Oh yeah, the face-off?
Face-off, thank you very much. And he was like the best face-off person in the country. So I watch it, and as a person who watches lacrosse, I didn't realize that there were plays and sets. It looks like they're just women running around. Like, give me an example of a play that might be, it can't be a secret play that Carolina has, but give me an example. What would be a play in lacrosse?
I mean, for Carolina, it's actually a little different. We don't have as many set plays. We just have more, formations. So one usual one that they do is 3 people behind, and it's kind of like a triangle behind the goal. And then there will be 4 people lined up across the top. And then the 3 behind will kind of just be circling around the crease, either cutting or maybe getting open for the ball to dodge. And then the 4 people up top will do most of the dodging. They'll also cut through to create open lanes for another dodger to come through.
So there's a lot of strategy, Gabby, right?
Yeah.
It's not just people just running around.
Not just running around, yeah. You kind of always have to know what you're doing, especially like getting to college, it's so much more. You have to always know what you're doing. People always telling you like what to do on the field, which helps.
You know, there's an expression in sports where you want to get a player to react, not think. But when you're a rookie, like you're a freshman, you're down there learning the different plays and you're thinking. If you're thinking a move versus doing the move, you lose a few seconds. Is that what you're talking about, sort of?
Yeah.
We have some photographs of you now in your UNC. We have UNC. You want to show us the UNC logo there?
Yep.
Okay.
This is our team gear.
The team gear. Thank you for wearing it today. I think those are Duke colors, however, John.
No.
I just want to say,
Not
now
quite.
you both have necklaces that are the same. What are those necklaces?
Yes, so these are graduation gifts from my mom, and she gave them both to me and Gabby because it's a compass, and she said that we can wear it whenever we want to find our way home or whenever we're homesick. But me and Gabby actually end up wearing it every day. So.
And you found your way home, what, 2-3 days ago?
Yeah.
Yep, on Monday.
Let's see the pictures, directors, that we have of the ladies in their UNC uniforms that they have. Can you tell us, those are just you, are those your numbers for Carolina?
These aren't our real numbers. We had to borrow these jerseys because we didn't have our own yet since we're freshmen. So right now I'm 14 and Grace is 24.
Okay, next. That looks like Grace.
Yeah, that is me. That is at one of our fall scrimmages, and we actually had to travel to Maryland, and we got to play at the USA Complex. So I think that is our scrimmage versus Navy, which is cool.
Naval Academy.
Yeah.
And the U.S.
Yes, that's
okay, the U.S. Facility you went to, U.S. for the Olympics?
No, it's just the USA headquarters, it's called. It's where the national team plays and where a lot of games are played.
Number 11 would be?
That's Gabby, not her real number though.
That's a real number, okay. Same Navy scrimmage.
Yes, same.
How'd you guys do in the scrimmage?
We did good. We won all of our. We played multiple games that day. It was Navy and Denver. We won both of those. Both teams were really good.
Who was the lady with the mask? The
That
goggles?
would be me.
What, are there goggles? Did you wear those in high school?
Yeah, you
Yes,
have to wear those
we
at every
always-
single level. They used to not have them like years ago, but you need them now.
I told you guys before the show about a friend of mine who played goalie in soccer at Brandeis, and she got kicked in the eye and had
Yeah,
a detached
that's so
retina.
Yeah,
scary.
I think soccer should probably wear goggles
I think they
too.
should. Yeah. Keep going. Okay, there are the two ladies
Yep,
again.
those are our real numbers.
yeah.
Your real numbers. Okay. When's your first game?
February 7th,
Against
JMU.
James Madison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Home or away?
Away.
Yeah.
Do you guys fly to those games?
Not
No.
those, no. We only fly if it's like pretty far, like if we come to Syracuse or like we go to California for a trip.
Do you have a game against the West Coast teams this year away?
We have 2
Yes.
games. We're playing Stanford and Cal, and then Cal is like our spring break, so we're gonna stay down there for a little bit since we don't get a real spring break.
So is it set up so that you guys, that's of course Grace?
Yes, my HUD shot.
Well, yeah. So do you have your games set up in the ACC this year? The Atlantic Coast Conference
Yeah.
merged and took Stanford, Cal Berkeley, and SMU.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so whenever you're going to play Stanford and Cal, you're going to play them both that same weekend or whatever?
No, actually, when we travel to California, we just play Cal Berkeley, and then we'll play Stanford a little later on at home.
Okay, that's how
Yeah,
they
they'll
did
have
it.
to come to us.
And do you fly, so you only play one game and when you go out there, you don't come back?
Just one,
Yeah.
and then we'll stay. Since it is so far, we're just gonna stay and like do stuff with our team, like team bonding and stuff for a couple of days, and then come home. But that's
I
our
see.
furthest game.
Okay, and how about SMU, home or away?
They don't have a lacrosse team.
Oh, they don't?
No.
How do you feel about it? I mean, you had no decision making about the ACC, which used to be Atlantic Coast Conference, and now some people call it the All-Continent Conference. How do you feel about the amount of travel that has to be undertaken to go play games on the West Coast, and if you were Stanford, coming out east?
I mean, it is kind of hard sometimes just because it is so far, but I think it's good because teams like Stanford are so good at lacrosse that we want to be playing like good competition. So I think we'd rather make the trip out there to play a really good team rather than stay closer to home and play someone not as good
Yeah.
because it does make us better.
I think it definitely opens up opportunities for both us and places such as Stanford that don't get to play as much as the colleges in our area. And also traveling with your team is really fun. It's good for team bonding and team chemistry.
The flight's about 5-6 hours, more or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
Karen, you don't have a charter plane, do you? You go on the commercial flights?
Commercial, yeah.
Are you able to study? Well, you haven't done the trips yet, but
Yeah, not yet.
Do you think you might be able to bring your books in your lab?
Yeah,
computers?
sometimes like if we have to miss an exam or something, because we have to miss a lot of class in the spring if we have away games, sometimes our professors will let us take the exam like on the bus or like or in the hotel on our away trips. So we do have to do a lot of schoolwork when we're away.
Are most exams on computer? When I was in college and law school, we had what they call blue books. You don't know what a blue book is, I'm sure.
No.
So it was a little booklet that was passed out to us. The professor would give us the exam, and here's your blue book, and we'd write things down. I think I told you yesterday that in my science classes, and I was pre-med for the first 2 years, any formula I had in calculus or biology or chemistry, whatever, I'd sit down and write those formulas down. You guys don't do that.
No, all of our finals this year were on the computer.
How do they make sure you don't do, not that you ever would, but how do they make sure that kids don't cheat and look at different things?
They like don't really. I mean, sometimes like our bio class, there's a thing where if you exit out of the tab where the test is, they can see that you like went onto another tab or did something else on your computer, but they don't know what you did. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that do other
But
things.
no one in this room.
No,
we
never.
would never.
Okay, so let's talk about, let's go back and we'll come to where we are now. Let's go back to, when we first met, you talked about how you got accepted to, and I think as I recall, Gabby was the first acceptance to Carolina.
Grace did her visit
I
the day
visited
before me,
first.
and then I went.
Okay, but I think, who got the first admission?
We got
was
to the
on
same
the same
time.
time.
Oh, same day,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So you both went there and you both were BFFs, best
Yes.
friends forever? And are you still BFFs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes kids go to college and all of a sudden the BFF's not the same.
Yeah, that's what
I
everyone
know.
says, but we spend like every second together, so.
But you have different roommates?
Yeah,
Yes.
we live across the hall from each other, so
Oh, that's a
we'll see
long
each other.
walk.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know,
10
so
feet.
far.
Okay, so you get down to Carolina, food on, I presume? You
Yeah.
Or
can't-
actually, we drove when we moved in, but
Yeah,
now
had
we
to
fly
pack
back
all our
and forth.
stuff up in a car and move
Are
it
you
in.
allowed to have cars as a freshman or sophomore?
Not as a freshman.
next
but
year we'll bring them.
sophomores are allowed to, which is
Excuse me. So tell me what happened. You get down there the first day. What happened? Gabby, you
Well,
went to
okay,
first.
it was pretty chaotic because we have so much stuff that we had to move in. I mean, we're girls, we have a lot of clothes and stuff. But we went on the first move-in day, and we went at like the very first time. So we wanted to like get it out of the way, make sure like our other suite mates in our dorm weren't in the way, because she has 8 people that live in her little suite, and I have 6. So obviously it'd be a little chaotic moving in. But we got down, we took a million trips back and forth from the car to like bring in all the boxes and like big IKEA bags. And then we pretty much spent the whole day just setting everything up with our families. And then our other teammates came at like later times or at the same time as us too. So we were getting to like hang out with them and stuff. And pretty much after that day we were done, but we spent the whole entire like 12 hours just moving stuff in.
Do you have 8 separate bedrooms?
There's
4.
4,
So
and
you
I have
have-
3.
and then there's 2 people in each room.
I see. Up and down? Bunk beds?
No, it's
No.
beds like side by side in the room.
I presume as athletes you get the best rooms?
Oh no, we
all
get the
the
same
rooms
ones
are
as
the
everyone else.
same. Our dorm actually is a combination of athletes and honor students, but other athletes I know had to they picked their roommates, but for us, the lacrosse team, our coaches chose. So we were with our chosen roommate and then combined with honor students in our suite as well.
That's pretty good. Are there study areas in the dorms as
Yeah,
well?
there's common rooms.
They also
and
just
kitchens.
redid our dorm last year, so they made it all like nicer and added new stuff to it too.
And how far are you from your athletic facility?
We're
It's like
honestly
a 2-minute walk.
We're 10 feet away from the field and then a 2-minute walk from the weight room.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I was surprised, you said to me that you had to go back and forth to your cars. My son went to Lehigh, and I remember we went to Lehigh his first day, and there was a female sorority that was carrying the bags for him and then vice versa. You didn't have the football players ready to carry your bag?
No, there was
No.
actually some men's players there though that were helping us, and then we were visited by some girls on the team, and they would just come by and check if we needed help with our room.
I'll bet you at Duke, the men help the women.
They
get
were
in.
there to help.
Maybe.
Strike, that's number 1. So now you moved in and you're across the hall, whatever. What did it feel like the first night you were down away? Now, of course, you had your best friend with you. It's a little different. But what was it like to be your first night away from home for school? Were you nervous?
I was a little nervous. I mean, it's kind of scary. Kind of your family's just like leaving, and you're kind of by yourself. I mean, obviously it's nice we had each other, and we were already friends with the other girls in our grade too. But it just felt kind of weird. I felt like a little bit alone at first. I was just in my room. I'm like, all right, so now what do I do?
Now what do I do, right?
Yeah, but it was nice. Like, we were happy to go to college. We were really excited for college, so that was a good feeling to go in with instead of being super nervous and sad we're leaving high school. But it was good. Yeah, we got used to it really fast, which was nice.
How about you, Grace?
Yeah, honestly, at first it just felt like a big sleepover. It didn't really set until a few weeks in. And the first week or 2, we didn't have anything on our schedule for lacrosse, so the freshmen were kind of on our own. We had to navigate where to get food. We had electric scooters, so we would scooter
You
out.
have electric scooter?
Yeah, so we would go out to Franklin Street and we would find
how far
food.
is that? I'm sorry, how far is Franklin Street from your dorm?
It's probably a 5-minute scooter.
How about 2 miles away, a mile away?
Yeah,
It's like a
almost,
25-minute
almost
walk.
2 miles.
Do you wear
not
helmets
even.
when you wear your scooter?
No.
Oh, no.
I know, our
A little
coaches
unsafe.
don't improve.
And for
but-
those people who don't know, Franklin Street, for me as a Dookie, I have to admit, I told the ladies before the show, I spent a lot of time at Franklin Street.
Yeah.
It's a cool place to go.
They have everything.
It's everything is there. They have great food. It's a lot of fun. And so you don't run there, huh? They don't make you don't have to
No,
run.
we don't
No.
run there.
And so you spend a lot of time at Franklin Street the first day. So you're getting acclimated pretty quickly.
Yes.
You mentioned you had friends who you already knew. Are there any? I know that one lady who I think was the #1 player in women's lacrosse last year is from Darien, right?
Yes, Chloe Humphrey.
Chloe Humphrey. Did her sister also play at UNC?
Both
two
her sisters did.
So there's 3 Humphreys there. Are they
There are
still
3
there on the team?
Just Chloe.
Just
The other
Chloe.
two are
Um,
older.
Graduated last year.
Did you know Chloe when you played in high school?
Yes.
So she was 2 years ahead of you.
Yes.
She's a junior, or actually a redshirt.
She's a redshirt sophomore, but in high school she was 2 years old.
Okay, and so was she part of the recruiting process to get you to go to Carolina?
I mean, I don't think she was very involved, but we've always been pretty friendly with her, and we played against her a lot. So she obviously knew that the coaches were interested in us. She wasn't that big of a part in our recruitment, but she was so welcoming when we came down
She
to
was.
campus.
She
Yeah.
was. How good a player is she?
She's so
She
good.
is
She
so
wows
good.
us in practice every day,
You
doing all these trick
haven't
shots.
seen anything like it.
It's crazy.
Well, I think as I recall, she got hurt her freshman year, so she couldn't play at all, right?
Yeah.
Knee injury of some ACL.
Her
It was
foot.
her foot.
Her foot. Okay, so she played her sophomore year, which was this past
This past
season,
spring.
24-25, and she was. What's the award you get for the best
The
woman lacrosse?
Tuaraton.
What's it called?
Tuaraton.
Tawaratan.
Yes.
And she got that award.
Yes.
Okay, and so now you're playing with the best player in the country with you,
Mm-hmm.
and she was very helpful as you got down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me what makes her such a good lacrosse player. What makes her so?
She just like always tries new things, and she also works so hard outside of practice every single day. She actually posts all these videos on Instagram and TikTok of her doing wall ball, which is when you throw the ball like back and forth on the wall. And she just does so much outside of practice, which makes her so good. But the other thing about her is that she's not afraid to like help people on the field. She's so communicative and like tells people what to do, but in like a nice way, in a good way. And she's always just so helpful. People think like, oh, she must be so good. She doesn't like help people out, but no, it's literally the opposite.
And what position do you play if you're scoring the goals?
Attack.
Attack, yeah.
And are you guys attacks?
I'm attack.
I play
Gabby's midfield.
Okay. And having someone that good, you mentioned before, I'll put it this way, that when you were at Richfield High School, you guys were the leaders of the team for a couple of
Yeah.
years. And what you did was a good role model. If you were people out drinking every night, for example, which you didn't do at Richfield High School, that's a bad influence. But the kind of people you were, good students, et cetera, you influenced the younger players. Is that the kind of person that she is as well?
Yeah, the team has so many great leaders, the seniors, the juniors, and Chloe especially. She's a redshirt sophomore, but she makes it known that she's a leader, even coming in freshman year, she stepped up to the role, and she made sure that she had a big voice on the field, not only in her playing style, but also with communicating to others and always making sure to help others. So she definitely is a large role model for us.
Tell me something that she taught you down in Carolina that has helped make you a better player.
Well, for me personally, I'm a low attacker, and she will play in that low rotation
Time out.
with me.
Low attack. What is low attack?
Oh.
You gotta understand. You have novices. What's a low attack?
Yeah, so remember
mean
in
you're
the
short.
set, I was telling you about the 3 people are low, the triangle?
Yep.
So that's where I play mostly. It's more like behind the goal. Chloe will play either up top or low. She can play anywhere, but mostly when I'm behind the goal, she will help me a lot. Just communicate where to cut, when to go, when to dodge, to help me set a lane for me to dodge. It was definitely a lot of learning when we came into Carolina, just because the style was so different than high school. I've never played with 3 people low before. Usually it's 2. So she was a large role in helping me acclimate to the new setting that we had, and she would always just make sure to help me when I needed it.
Why is 3 setting better than 2 settings?
I mean, it's not necessarily better, it's just the style that Carolina picked up. I think that having 3 people low, though, creates a lot more space up top because it makes less people in the way, so that the players up top can dodge more easily.
Would it be analogous in basketball where if you have and you guys know basketball, I'm sure very well, if you have a big center and you have a good point guard who goes to the hole, to the basket, you might pull the big center out of the hole to give more space for the center to get into the basket. I mean, the guard to get in the basket.
Exactly.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Pretty good for a novice.
Yeah.
Gabby, why do you play midfield? What skills does a midfielder have versus the attacker? Maybe it's the same skills, but I'm sure the coach is looking and say, well, I want Gabby to be a midfielder, and I want Chloe to be, for example, or Grace to be an attacker. What different skills does someone who plays midfield have versus attacker?
So midfield can go everywhere on the field, whereas attack and defense can only go up to a certain point, which are called restraining lines. So you need to have a lot of endurance for midfield because you're basically just running all over the place all over the time. And then midfield plays attack and defense. So you have to make sure you have both skills of like dodging, passing. You have to be able to shoot the ball. You also have to be able to play good defense. So you kind of have to do everything in one, but also, especially getting to college, attackers are more the people who score like a lot of the goals, and we do kind of like the dirty work of like getting the ball in defense, running it up to field, dodging, passing it, sometimes scoring, obviously. And in college, we have attack mids and D mids. So sometimes
attack mids and D mids.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's defense. D must be defense.
Yes.
Midfielder and attack. So that means that certain people who are better with the stick, for example, to score, might be the attack.
Yeah, so some people will just stay like complete midfield, go up and down the field. Some people will play attack mid, which means you'll come through, it's called the box, is where you sub through. So you'll come through the box, go in for just attacks. You're kind of like an attacker, except you're running on and off. And then some people will do that for defense too. But coming into college, you mostly just start as like a complete midfielder.
A grunt. And so
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Tell me a little bit about I want to get into the academics, but not just yet. Tell me about a day in the life. I on my Facebook, I got some days in the life that come in, and I had a Duke football player. One of the wide receivers talked about the day in the life, what it's like for him each day, because you have to combine. I don't know how people who play D1, Division I sports can do both. Because I remember my first year at Yale, I went to a different high school. You went to Richfield High School. I was on the Board of Ed for Richfield for many years. And Richfield schools are rated higher, top 5 or 6 in the New England, whatever. Shelton was not as highly rated. So I had to do an extra hour and a half at least a day studying. I would play basketball in the gym, not varsity, in the gym for an hour and a half almost every day, and then I'd be nerding it, studying. But for you to put together Division I activities with your hours of playing sports and studying is not easy. No. So tell me, we'll go with Gabby first. Give me, and it may be different in season than like the first semester, you really weren't in season, so you probably limit to like 8 or 10 hours a week in activities. Is that how it is?
We start with 8 hours, and then we go to 20 hours, and then back to 8 hours.
Okay, and when do you go to 20? During the season?
No, we go to 20 like in the middle of the fall, and then the whole spring season is pretty much 20 hours, but sometimes usually more than that.
Okay, so pick 8 or 20 hour. Tell me a day in the life for you.
Okay, so we started off with 8 hours in like early August and September. So we'd wake up Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We had lifting at 7:30 in the morning. So we wake up around 7, get dressed, get ready. Then we'd walk over to Loudermilk, which is where we have our lifting facility as well as our academic facility for athletes and where we eat. So we'd walk over there like as a group of the 10 of us, the freshmen.
All together?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. We started off all together because we didn't really know where to go.
Who needs to get woken up every day, you or Grace?
Neither of us. We're actually the ones who get up easiest.
We're always on time.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you.
So then we'd have lift from 7:30 to 8:30. And then right after that, you just go straight upstairs, which is where our athlete dining hall is. So then we'll eat pretty much as a whole team for about 20, 30 minutes. And then our first class started at 9:05 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So then we go to our first class, second class, third class, all in a row. So that was kind of a lot. And then we'd finish our third class around 12-ish and go straight to lunch. So back at the facility we were at before.
When's your nap? Did you take a nap yet?
No,
Not
no time
yet.
for a nap. So then we'd eat our lunch quickly and then go straight to the locker room. So we haven't really been back at our dorm yet at this point. We'll go to our locker room, get dressed for practice, kind of just hang out for a little bit. This would be at like 12:45, 1 o'clock. And then we usually go out to the field a little bit early, either do wall ball or just like pass around with your friends. And then we start practice, which in 8-hour weeks, it was around 1:15 to 1:30, and it would be like an hour-ish, hour and a half. And then 20-hour weeks, it'd be more closer to 2 hours. And then after practice, we end around like 3:30, 4 after we take all of our stuff off. Usually we'd head to Stallings, which is our like recovery center after, do an ice bath, hot tub, get any treatment.
Do you take ice baths?
Yeah.
We actually like them. We used
You
to
like
not,
it?
but
We did it every day
It
during our
helps so
20-hour
much.
weeks.
It helps. How cold, Grace?
They're
How
very
cold is the ice?
I mean, it's
Under 30 degrees
freezing.
Fahrenheit.
It's under freezing, but in the summer or in the
Do you
fall,
wear something? Do you wear some? What do you wear in there?
they give us paper shorts to wear because they don't want our dirty gear on.
Paper
but-
shorts? Is all you wear
Yeah,
paper?
they're like giant basketball shorts, kind of. It looks a little funny, but especially when it was so hot out in the beginning of the year, we needed an ice bath. It was like over 80 degrees during all our practices, so we couldn't wait to jump in the ice bath after.
How about the first time you went to the ice bath?
Oh, it was really
Yeah, but we got used to it. We got into a schedule,
Yeah.
so we kind of did it every day.
Is the ice bath like one person at a time or like
No,
a pool?
everyone. It's like a big, it's kind of like a hot tub size, a little bigger, and everyone just goes in at the same time.
With just a paper. How long in the ice bath? How long you in there?
We started at like 5 minutes
Yeah.
and then went up to like almost 10.
8 to 10 minutes.
Are there certain injuries that one would have where you would not take an ice bath, or is it all everyone takes the ice?
Pretty much everyone can, unless you have something where you physically like can't get in the bath. But yeah.
But it's easy to get out of the bath, I bet you.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you've got to the ice bath, so now it's
Yes.
like recovery room. And by the way, is this pretty much both of your schedules?
Same
Yes,
exact thing, yeah.
Okay, and we'll get to that in a minute because I think you guys have similar classes. Okay, so now it's like 5 o'clock. You've been up since 6:30.
Around, yeah, 6:45, 7.
You get 10 minutes. You're out of bed and down. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're now it's 5 o'clock more or less.
Yeah.
And now what do you do?
Then after this, we'll go back to our dorm, shower, do any like errands we have to do, like go to our package center, which we go to a lot. We have a lot of packages. Then we'll take a shower.
Cookies from mom and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, all that
exactly.
good.
So then after we shower, we're kind of like recongregate with everyone and start our homework and get our dinner. So for our dinner, they don't have that at our athlete facility where we eat, so basically our dining hall. So we either had to like get food out somewhere at Franklin Street. Sometimes we DoorDash a lot, which kind of sucks, expensive. But we either
Who
do
pays
that.
for the food?
Oh,
You
we
pay
do.
for your own
You don't
food.
get it part of your scholarships?
We
We
actually do. Each semester, they give us a certain amount of money, and that's our food money. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're paying right now, but we get compensated for it.
So you're trying to actually spend not too much money so you can have more money saved.
Yeah.
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 And where's the place you go to? We went for dinner, typically.
Usually we get like anything. We'll get like Chipotle sometimes, or Chopped for like salads, or kind of just anywhere in Franklin Street. When it was warmer out, we would usually scooter and go get food, but when it's like freezing, we didn't want to have to go all the way.
So I
over.
understand. So you don't eat food in the dining hall because you're too late, or
No, they don't have
They
dinner
don't offer
there.
dinner. They only offer breakfast and lunch. They're working on getting us dinner, but for now, we just have to get our own dinner.
but you're getting meal money, right?
Yeah, we're
What,
getting-
how much is that private? How much is your meal money you get? Do you know?
It's a couple thousand
A month or what?
semester.
Okay, so you have to spread it out.
Yeah,
okay,
but also in the spring, they provide dinner for us pretty much every day. Before games, we'll either have a pasta party at the coach's house, or they cater these bowls called brand wines. So we'll have that pretty much every day. So in the spring, we'll be all set for dinner.
Now, my daughter was not a varsity athlete, went to Miami of Ohio, and I would send her money every month for whatever. So now when she got married, I said, what do you need for your wedding gown? She said, oh, Dad, it's already taken care of. Well, where'd the money come from? Well, I know that money sent me to college every month. I was saving all that money.
Oh
Smart
my
girl.
gosh, yeah, that is smart.
Yeah, so Potsner, right? Okay, so now, when have you studied? So I haven't heard any studying
So
yet.
this is when our studying starts. So we get home, shower, eat dinner, and then we literally start our homework and don't stop till we go to bed.
So it's 8 o'clock at night, more or less, studying?
So we start at like
6
6
o'clock maybe?
Yeah. And we kind of do it like literally until we go to bed. But
Which is typically,
like 10, 11-ish, sometimes 12.
I mean, that's a long day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was kind
very
of
long.
worse in the middle of the fall because we'd have like more lacrosse, obviously longer practices, and we also had more schoolwork at that time because we didn't have that much at the beginning, also not that much at the end near finals because we were just studying. So there was a time where we would literally like sit either outside or in the dorm for like 7 hours and just do homework the whole entire time.
I'm embarrassed to say, I think I probably studied 5-6 hours a day when I was in college.
Really?
Yeah, and I was scared blankless. Because,
Yeah.
going from Sheldon High School to Yale, but I did it. But there's
Yeah.
no way I could have done what you guys do.
Definitely
It's
a
a
lot.
tough.
That's like the one big difference between us and the regular students is like we only have time to do all of our assignments and study a little bit, where everyone does all their stuff and then they have the whole night to study. So that's why it was kind of hard when we came to exams and stuff, because we didn't have as much time.
Which means that perhaps, when I guess Thursdays is the old Friday, right? Parties, so therefore you may not be able to do as much partying when you want to. I mean, sure you do a little partying, but it's a tough schedule. And so you get to bed at 10 or 11 o'clock, you're probably out in 2 minutes.
We're exhausted.
Until the next morning at 6:30 again, and then it's a cycle.
Tell me about the weightlifting, Grace. Tell me about what, from 7:30 to 8:30 was weightlifting. What kind of lifting you guys do? Is it different lifting than you did in high school?
Yeah, so in high school we did this separate training program. It's called Prentice, but that would be a lot more technical and body weight stuff. I think that they had like complicated machines, so it wasn't exactly just straight up lifting. So when we got to college, we did have to get stronger in that. Like we would do a lot of front squats and cleans, it's called. So we definitely had to learn different stuff.
What's a clean?
Basically, you bring up the bar with your arms and then you twist it last moment.
Can you stand up? You want to show us that without losing your mic?
Yeah, I could. So the bar starts here and then you pull up like a deadlift, except last minute you twist the bar up and you hold it here. So you have to have a lot of wrist strength and leg strength, but that was kind of a new movement that we had to do. We weren't taught that in high school. So same with front squats, we always did back squats, but this time we did front squats. So it was new learning for the lifts, but it got us stronger in the way we needed to. And
the way you need to is, I presume, the stronger you are in the wrists, what part of your body do you need to, on a lacrosse stick, to have the strength to throw a very hard shot, for example?
Yeah, it actually involves a lot more parts than you think. Like, it is your wrist.
Do you want to show us with the stick?
Yeah, I could.
You can stand, if you can get that.
It also, you have to be really strong in the core because you're kind of twisting your stomach and following through. You don't just use your arms, you use your legs for power. Like when you're shooting, you kind of step. So you need to generate a lot of power. You don't shoot just through your arms or else you're not going to get power. You need to use your legs, your arms, your core, and work with it all together so that you generate enough power for a shot.
Can you distinguish how strong you were when you started those liftings versus now?
Yeah, well, our
our
instructor or our trainer, he always would be like, you guys were the baby deer coming in. And then right before we left for this break, he's like, you guys are not baby deer anymore, you're strong women. So I think that we definitely got stronger in our lifting.
Like what percent, the numbers in terms of what you could do? I'm sure there's different weight you could do with those lifts than you now versus when you started.
Yeah, so for clean specifically, especially because we didn't really know the movement, I think we started with just the bar. We didn't put any weight on. We were just trying to get the movement down.
How much was the bar? How much did the bar weigh?
We used the women's bar, so that was only 35.
Okay.
And then by the end, right before we came home for break, we were putting on 25 pounds on each side. So
it's 80 pounds.
Yeah, it was a big jump, but
now you have a six-pack.
Yeah.
Expect this, aside from some girls who went to college or guys who have 12 or 15 or 18 packs from drinking beer. How about you as a midfielder? Yeah. Do you have different exercise you need to do for what you need for
No, so we do the exact same things. We're actually lifting partners when we do lift, so we do like pretty much all the same things, same weight. The only thing different for me is I need to have like extra strong wrists because I take the draw, which is the same thing as a face-off. And that's like the biggest thing of the draw is your motion is going like this or like this. So your wrists have to be super strong or else you'll just be flimsy, not able to do it. So I have to do, not specifically with weights, but I'll have to do extra drills with my stick where it's like one hand creating like this just to get the muscles in my wrist even stronger.
Now when you say you have to do the draw, have you been selected to be a person who's going to be focusing on draws?
Yes.
Is that kind of an honor?
Yeah, it is. I mean, coming into college, you look at me, I'm not the tallest girl, especially on the lacrosse field, and usually people that take the draw are like super tall, that gives you an advantage. So I didn't know if coming in I would have a spot doing that, but then my coach did tell me, another freshman, and then a senior on the team. We're kind of like the three main draw people. There also are other ones too who will step in if we need, but yeah, it is an honor.
And is that a situation where you might be in for the draw? Mm-hmm. I'm going to say this. I saw the one game I saw you play was I think against Conard.
Yeah.
In the Richfield High School in the playoffs, and you beat Conard. And there was this one young lady who would cut after the draw, and she didn't do the draw. she'd come running on the field, and I think draw person might run off the field. Is that kind of like it's a specialty where you might have the ability to get on the field sooner as a draw person, Gabby, than as perhaps a constant midfielder? Is that?
I mean, maybe, yeah. So for the draw, there are some people that take it and then just run off. It's called a fogo. It means face off, get off. So
You told me that expression last time. I remember it. Fogo.
yeah. So that definitely is a way I could probably get on the field quicker. But then, like, once I get more time on the field too, you can also stay on the field after taking the draw. We use a different stick for it, so I won't use this one. I'll use a different one that has these special like corners on it that gives you an advantage. So you can't actually play with that besides taking the draw. So you do have to run off the field and get your other stick if you are going to come back on. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it.
What makes someone good at taking draws or doing draws?
You just basically have to learn the technique. There's a lot of like little things that go into it. And you basically learn that like when you're young throughout when you grow up and stuff. And you need to have strong wrists, like I said, and then just know the technique and basically know what your opponent is doing and kind of recognize how to go against them and basically win the ball to either yourself or one of your teammates.
Food. Let's talk about the food. Do you have better food for the athletes than the regular student?
Yeah, we've heard around that the normal dining hall isn't very good food. We've heard from our friends, and also the guys in our grade, they actually have a normal food plan, so they'll go to the regular dining hall and it's not very good. But at the athlete dining hall, it's good. They have a lot of selection, so they'll have a buffet style where you can just scoop whatever food you want on your plate for that day. Or they have a sandwich station. You can put in orders. They just started this app where you can do it on your phone, so it's quicker. And then they have the chef specialty for the day, and they have the chef making it right in front of you. So that'll be like quesadillas, a pasta bowl, something like that. But it's definitely good at our dining hall.
Gabby, do they limit what you can eat?
They don't limit how much you can eat, but they limit the amount of times you go back. So you have to put in like your special PIN code, which everyone at UNC has when you walk in. You can go one time for breakfast and one time for lunch, and then you can stay as long as you want until they like close. But sometimes we get to go in a second time.
So by limit, I meant in terms of you can't eat certain foods because it's highly caloric. They don't want you getting, flabby or something.
Everything in the dining hall we're able to eat because they select it especially for the athletes. And they just tell us like to eat nutritious stuff, make sure you're having 3 meals a day, but they don't really care as much as like specifically what we eat.
They don't track that. We do have a nutritionist, and sometimes our team will have a meeting with her, but it's not as much like specific things we need to eat. It's kind of just a general overview, like you need a fistful of protein on your plate, maybe like 4 fingers worth of carbs, something like that. And she described how on a hard training day we need more carbs, but maybe on a lower training day we'll have more greens on our plate, something like that.
You have not mentioned the most important word that exists in the food category.
Dessert.
No, pizza. Well, pizza or dessert, both. Where's the pizza? No.
Pizza? There's not great pizza in North Carolina, I have to say.
There was, when I was down at Duke, there was, good barbecue,
Yeah.
pizza. There are some good places in Durham, near the Durham Bowl Stadium. Talk about desserts. Do they give you good desserts or not?
We don't get any dessert at the athlete dining hall.
Wait a minute. You don't get chocolate ice cream.
Not at our dining hall.
Did you know that before you committed to North Carolina? Did you know that?
I don't think we were aware of that.
So when do you get your ice cream and your cake and stuff?
We do that on our own.
Yeah, we'll just
We
go
like
to
to
Franklin
get-
Street,
yeah.
get either Yopo, that's our favorite place, or Ben & Jerry's.
We call it our sweet treat run.
Well, you got a sweet treat run today. I gave you for Hanukkah.
Yes.
Let's talk about academics. You both are taking next semester, as I understand it, exactly the same courses.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're both in sort of a same educational path. Gabby, why don't you tell us what you're sort of thinking about, even though a lot of college students change over time. What is your, right now as a freshman, what are you looking at academically?
So I'm majoring in exercise and sports science, and I'm doing the science part of it, so I'm the BS instead of the BA. And I want to be a physical therapist right now. I might change my mind, but for now that's what I'm looking to do. So I'll be taking like every single science course you can think of. I'll be taking like bio, chem, physics, all that, and then stuff about the human body, like anatomy. And this spring is actually when we're starting to take these courses that apply to our major, because in the fall it was more just like gen ed classes that everyone has to take, every freshman needs to take. So I'll be taking sports psychology and a class called emergency care, and both of those will apply to my major.
You did take a class this semester that interested me tremendously. and that is this course called Pursuing Happiness.
Yeah, Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay, and I'm going to give a shout out to a very close friend of mine named Michelle Phillips, who wrote a book called Happiness is a Habit. And right now she has been on my show the most times, which is 12. So you guys have 10 more to catch up. In fact, and she wrote a book called Happiness is a Habit, which I've read, and we discussed it on the show as well. And she gives tips about how to pursue happiness. And she just wrote a new book called Energizing Happiness, which I haven't read yet. Tell me, what do they teach you in that class about happiness as a habit? How do you learn to be happy?
So we kind of learn about all the
Other than knowing Grace Winkler, right?
Yeah, she makes me happy. We learn about all the different types of factors that go into happiness. So we did like a unit on the biology of happiness and how your genes affect your happiness. We did one on how money affects your happiness and how your work kind of either makes you more happy or sad throughout the day. And kind of just all the different things that like lead up to it. We even had one day where we had to smile at everyone we knew for the whole entire day. We couldn't stop smiling.
Let me see a smile, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a hard task. We're always smiling.
For you guys, it's not a hard
Yeah,
task.
it's not hard. But we
Especially
kind
the
of
people who have those frowns all the time. It's just like,
Yeah.
come on, get a life.
Exactly. But yeah, it was really cool because I never thought about all the different things that went into it. I kind of thought you're either just a happy person or not, but it's really interesting.
I'm going to send you a copy of that book.
Yeah.
Now, Grace, what do you want to do as you sit here today?
So I'm also in exercise and sports science in high school, and when I was growing up, I was always interested in science, but rather than Gabby going through the science path, I think I might want to take a more business path, so I could go into the BA versus the BS. And I think that, especially at North Carolina, the business school is awesome.
Yes.
It's really hard to get into.
What's the
but
name of that business school? I forget the name of it. Carolina has a very good business school.
I forget the name as well, but I mean, it's really hard to get into.
Yes, it
but
is.
also, being on a team, we have a lot of connections. Like, they'll have trips to the city to go meet with businesses and companies. I think they have a trip this
Which city,
winter
Charlotte
break.
or NYC?
New York City.
Okay.
But either or, they have a trip this break actually. But there's countless opportunities through business for our team specifically. So I think that would be a cool path for me to go on because of all the connections that we have on their team and of how high the level of business is at UNC.
There's in the transfer portal, which I think applies to your sport as well as basketball and football, et cetera. There are a lot of Duke guys I know who are transfers in who take that extra grad year at the Fuquay School of Business. So you guys are on that kind of path. We only have about 3 or 4 minutes left, and we're going to do the thing that you showed me how to do some things in lacrosse. But I do want to say, I don't know you guys that well, although being prepped for the show and talking, we get to know each other very well. And I must compliment you, and you can tell your parents I said this, the difference between you guys now and then. Okay, now when I did it in June of 2025 and now, forget about how much stronger you are and how much more physically fit you are. You are both much more, I mean, you were loquacious, you were talkative then, but you guys are much more, you can see the confidence level is even more, and you were confident then. Your ability to answer questions and being ready to answer questions, being ready to jump in is very impressive. And even though I'm a Dookie, I must say Carolina is a very good school. And it's clear the education you're getting down there has already taken a path for you. And I'm sure that whatever you guys decide to do, whether you do the BS side of physical therapy, I think you said your dad is in that business as well. And you, Grace, whether you get the business side or whatever, and I think the business side is a good thing to have because no matter what you do in any field, the more knowledge you get, and you might be able to, if you took a 5th year, you might be able to go to a different school.
Yeah.
You know, if you wanted to get a major that wasn't quite what Carolina has. I mean, most kids, my daughter wanted to go to UCLA. And I drew a map, I got a map and I drew a line, the Mississippi River. And I said, you're gonna go this side of the river and not that side of the river. And so she went to Miami, Ohio, and she didn't go to UCLA. So now, end of her sophomore, she had great grades. I said, okay, Jessica, you wanna go to UCLA this year? For next year? That's fine. And she said, Dad, I would never leave Miami, Ohio.
Really?
She wouldn't do that. And so you're going to find different paths, for what you want to do. You both have about a minute now to tell us, maybe even a little less, what you'd like to tell us that I haven't asked you yet about the growth you've had, your experience at Carolina. Anything you want to tell me about Carolina? Go ahead.
Honestly, I think that in college, this is an experience for everyone, but we definitely gained a lot of independence, and being on a D1 sports team, we had to learn time management. We dealt with that in high school, but college is a whole different level, especially because of different classes and longer practice times. But I think that we got stronger both physically and mentally, and just handling the things around us, and like you said, approaching things with confidence.
And if you ever get beat by Duke in lacrosse.
Never gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
And how about you?
Yeah, same thing. I feel like we just learned so much, whether it was through lacrosse or just like life, academics. We came in kind of blind, not knowing what to expect with anything in college. I mean, it's such a big change in your life, but I think we adjusted really well and like figured out how to get through some hard times, and now it just feels like we've been there forever, and we love it so much.
Well, I want to thank you both very, very much, and we're going to go in a second to you're teaching me some things, but I want to please you came back, and I hope to see you again in the spring, in the summertime, whenever, and maybe when I go out to see the Duke basketball games on January 26th, I'll get a chance to get a tour of your facilities. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank
you guys
you
are
Thank
just.
you so much.
It's my pleasure, and enjoy the fudge and the.
We
gummies.
will.
Thank you.
This has been Bobo Potsner on the Bobby O Show, and I think we're going to have now showing us what you guys did to teach me how to play lacrosse. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, I'm Gabby Lauretani,
And I'm Grace Winkler.
and we're going to teach Bobbio how to use a lacrosse stick today. Have you ever used a lacrosse stick before?
Never.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to teach you is how to cradle. That's what you do when you run down the field when you see people going like this.
Okay.
So are you a righty or lefty?
Right-handed.
Okay, so me too. So you're going to put your right hand right kind of like on the third star right here, right above the word Carolina.
Okay.
And your left hand's going to be at the bottom of the stick.
Okay.
And then you're going to keep it close to your face, so the head of your stick is going to be right here next to your ear. And then you're going to just bring it in front of your face like this, and then back to your ear.
You
So
want
you're
to
gonna
do all
bring
that
it-
stuff.
Yeah, you're just going to hold it up like this, and then bring the front of the strings in front of your face, and then just back like this.
So Grace can push my hands around if I'm not.
Yeah. All right, bring it closer to your face.
And then bring it up by your ear, and then turn
And
your
kinda
wrist
turn
around
your
like
wrist.
this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then he's doing it continuous motion.
And
Yeah,
when
that's
do I do it?
cradling.
As I'm running down the field?
Yeah,
Yes,
you do
when
it to
you're
like
running.
protect your stick from other people trying to check the ball out of your stick.
I might hit my nose though.
Gotta
Yeah.
keep it away from your
Okay,
face.
so
Gotta
is this
keep it
like
in
right
front.
like this? Okay. And what if
Yeah.
someone comes up and tries to hit it from me? What do I do?
You gotta like bring it in closer to your face and protect
Yeah,
it.
so
If they're on
that's
this side of you, you'll like bring it across your face. If they're on this side, or sorry, that side, you'll bring it over here.
Okay.
Just gotta keep protecting it.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready.
You wanna try it with the ball?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
How do I pick the ball up?
Oh, how to pick it up? Okay.
Scoop. We can try to
Ground
scoop
ball.
it.
So you're gonna put this hand all the way at the top of your stick.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get low and keep your stick horizontal and then
Just
just
scoop
scoop it up.
it.
Yes!
Hey.
Okay, now try cradling it.
So hand back down a little bit,
Yeah, lower that.
up by your ear, and then in front. Yes!
Yes.
So good.
Go to hell, Caroline. Oh, I'm sorry. By the
All
way,
right, do you want to learn a new trick?
yeah, show me a trick.
Okay, ready? I'll take this back. So next, we'll teach you how to throw it up in the air, like not like an overhead throw, but just toss it up and down.
Why would you want to do that?
I mean, you wouldn't do this in a game setting, but if you're just practicing on your own, this helps with stick work, and you want to keep your hands soft, they call it. Like you don't want to have a death grip on the stick. So this kind of helps with having soft hands and learning how to catch.
Okay, so so I have it there.
Yeah.
Wait, since you're ready, put your right hand at the top
Whoops,
and
whoops.
left it,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm a lefty.
Okay.
Put that one a
Is that
little
an advantage
lower.
to be a lefty, by the way?
Yeah, just because there's not as many.
Okay, so you want to put right here.
Put that hand a little lower.
You can put it right here.
Yeah, just a little lower.
Right here.
And make sure when you're catching it, you kind of want to go down with it so it's smoother.
You want to like pretend it's like an egg
Like-
that you don't want to crack and like
like,
give with
yeah.
it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a natural.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna challenge you. You have to throw it up and then bring it up and cradle it.
Alright, throw it up. Get a toss.
Uh-oh, we can't get the ball.
Ball's gone.
Okay, ball's gone.
Alright, well, I mean, that was pretty good
Yeah,
for
that
a
was
first
good.
time.
Do I get like a cookie or something for that?
Yeah.
You can get a prize.
Get some Deborah Ann's for
Deborah
that.
Ann's or whatever.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, I think that's a good lesson for today.
Yes,
We'll learn
I think
something.
you did great.
Thank you very much. And I guess tomorrow I could do the 5-mile run you guys run?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you. Well, this has been, you want to end this? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, this is us teaching Bobbio how to cradle lacrosse stick and some stick skills. I mean, I'd say he's pretty good, but
You know, in
I don't know
basket-
about North Carolina
Got
level.
some work to do.
You know, when I played basketball, you see these, that was Mr. Elbows.
Yeah, really.
Thank
Box
you very
him out.
much. This has been great learning from these two phenomenal athletes at UNC Chapel Hill.